stand up, they'll have to be picking me up. Elaine asked me to share some thoughts and stories about Rich and his brothers through the years. I don't know a lot of things, but I've tried to pull together some snippets of things that either I have heard through the years or his brothers have shared with me. As a mother of 5 myself, I can only imagine what a houseful and handful it was to raise 5 boys whose births spanned only 4 years. They were all born in Shelter Island, and I've heard stories of Graham's big house, of a bicycle hidden on her porch one Christmas Eve, of digging in the bay for scallops, a new house being built where they would be living in their own place and not with Grandma. I imagined swimming in the ocean and perhaps going out in the boat and fishing. Unfortunately, tragedy struck their family when their dad suffered a devastating injury that would follow him for the rest of his life. Unable to work and keep his construction company going, they packed up and moved to South Canaan to live on and work their grandpa's farm and pick up the pieces of their lives and begin a new normal. I've sometimes wondered what different paths they would have taken if this accident hadn't entered their life. I think it's safe to say that many of us wouldn't be here today if it had turned out differently. Though they were very young, the boys had to grow up quickly and become part of the support system for this large family. Although they still found time for fun and mischief, they learned to become very hard, dependable workers, a trait that has followed them to this very day. They had a dairy farm and raised chickens and had a thriving egg business. I'm not talking a few dozen eggs here, and they had a very big operation that involved lots of egg collecting and feeding chickens. 5 boys and dozens of eggs. My husband has told me about a time they had an egg fight and were just peppering each other with eggs until they got caught. Ray shared with me the other night how they gathered up the eggs in metal baskets, and one time as they were fooling a bit, the basket got dropped. Metal baskets and raw eggs. They almost all broke. They knew they would be in big trouble if the old man found out, so they buried the evidence in the bank, the snow bank. They didn't think ahead to the time the snow would melt, and the evidence would still be there. Ray says they got in trouble when their dad discovered what they had done. It was just delayed a couple months.